Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is JLeesCorner. This is another review for 90 Day Fiance Season 7, Episode 9. I almost didn't want to do this review. They get on my damn nerves. Let's just get it started, okay? If you have not done so, please go ahead and subscribe, okay? Go ahead and become a JayBird, dot, and all that goodness. It is 1:30 in the morning. Y'all know sometimes I be late and now I'm in the mood. I ain't in the mood, but I love you all, regardless, okay? You can also please like this video, share this video, comment in the comment section. You can follow me on IG at J_Lees_Corner. It's on the screen somewhere. Okay, and let's just go ahead and get it started with this stuff. First up was Anna and Marcel. Anna and Marcel is 20 days until they're supposed to get married. And they up here just text talking to each other and still crying and arguing. And I'm like, I'm so over these two. Mainly because, Anna is upset as if Marcel did not tell her that this would happen once his parents or his family found out that she had children. I'm like, how are you upset about something you knew would happen? You knew it. So if you knew it, why would you still carry on the relationship? Stupidity to the T. Okay? Now, it doesn't make it right that, he decided to go back to Turkey or whatever, but I feel, or not even that, it doesn't make it right how the parents felt, but that's their culture, that's their tradition, that's their whatever, that's what they do over there. And so I can't be like, oh, that's, you know, I ain't got nothing to do with that. What I do know is Marcel is too old to be going through all that when you in a whole new country. You don't have to go back home, brother, but I mean, at the end of the day, Anna was aware that he had been hiding her kids ever since they had been dating. She knew that. She knew that he did not want to tell his parents about the kids because if they did, no, they would do what they did which was saying don't marry her. So I'm like, girl, I can't feel sorry for her. I cannot because you were aware of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Now he brings up how it's against their culture for them to marry, a woman with children. And because of that, that's why Tony's acting that way. You know what I'm saying? He's saying because I'm the only son in my family, I can't go against them and have to do what they say. I mean, that's not true. In life, that's not true. But in your culture, I get that may be true indeed. I don't care. Now we then see the mama come home. Her mom comes back with the two youngest boys. Okay, the older boys that like basketball practice, or violin practice, or guitar practice, or I don't know, some kind of damn practice, okay? And so she then tells her mom and the two younger boys that, you know what I'm saying, Marcel has called the wedding off because his parents don't want him to get married because of the kids. And, what? Oh, you came here and now my daughter's heartbroken or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You're going to leave my daughter heartbroken. Why would you do this, whatever? So now we just figure out how to get him the hell out of here. I'm like, your daughter broke her own heart. Your daughter started a relationship with a man and she knew he would not want to tell his parents this because this exact situation would happen. This is the crazy part. She was okay being with him and having her kids. That's the crazy part. She was okay being with this man and hiding her kids from his family. Now she's all heartbroken because, oh my God, he told them and they were mad. Well, you knew that was happening, so I don't care. Now the youngest son says, I just, I don't get it. I don't get why Marcel can't just, you know what I'm saying, tell his parents that he's an adult and he's not going to listen to them. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see what he can. He's so young. He like, just say I'm an adult. That's all. And then the second oldest boy brings up, well, Marcel was annoying, but I never thought that he would actually leave. I didn't think that would actually happen. He told, girl, I cannot. Anyway, so Annie, is it Annie? Anna, whatever her name is. Anna then said, see, you're breaking a little boy's heart. Because her youngest son, the grandma said, are you going to miss Marcel? He's, well, yeah. He ain't know. He said, yeah, because y'all pressured that little boy. You're breaking his heart. You're breaking a child's heart. No, Anna, you broke your children's hearts. You brought a man in a life who you were aware could not tell his parents about them. Because if he did, what would happen? They would say, don't marry her. You brought this foolishness into your kids' lives. I digress. Anyway, at this point in time, he like, I have no choice but to go home and go back to Turkey. And he on the floor crying. I'm like, why is he always on the floor? Do they not have chairs in Turkey? I don't know. Anyway, so, but again, this is all Anna's fault. This is not Marcel's fault. Should he stand up to his parents? Yes, he should. But again, she knew this shit going into it, okay? So, I don't care. Because however long they've been dating, she is aware that the parents did not know. So she then goes and picks up the oldest son. And on the way home, she pulls over and tells him what happened. And he like, well, okay, I guess our life will get back to normal. I'm saying if he leaves, so that's fine or whatever. But he like it's still crazy because, his parents don't even live here. He like, so he could technically does not care because the parents don't live here. So like, but I guess it is what it is. And so the mama said, you're not even upset? And he was like, well, no, He like, look, I told you this wasn't a good idea. I told you this was not a good idea, whatever. He said, and I'm just annoyed that she even put them through this because she should have known that this would happen. And he's right. Her oldest son is an asshole, and he's a jerk, and he's rude, and he don't listen to adults. But he's right in this instant. This is his mother's fault. Okay, so you can't be like, oh my God, Marcel, you're wrong. Girl, bye. So, and she acting like her son not making it a big deal and being like, you knew what happened was crazy. No, what's crazy is you went through all this shit. You should have known better. Okay. Now we then see, Marcel has to book a flight back to Turkey. So she got him a hotel room because she didn't want him in the house. Okay. And so he brings about again, I have to listen to my parents because him saying I'm the only boy or whatever. I do love Annie, but what I'm saying, I love my family too. So him and Annie is still arguing via text because why they can't talk to one another, okay? And so she's like, well, you're weak. You know what I'm saying? You're weak, and I want you gone. I want you out of my life, out of my kid's life. I'm done. And it was like 5 hours later because it was like daytime or whatever. And like, okay, day tonight. Okay, 5 hours later, she's still texting or whatever, and she's like, what? How are you not fighting for our love? We were supposed to be together forever. I hate you. I'm like, what do you want to? Do you? What do you want? What do you want from me? I don't know. I don't know what she's going through, or whatever. But she's just emotional, or whatever. So he's like, I want to see you. I want to see you. I think I should spend my last time here with you. I want to see you, whatever. And she's just like, no, you can't see me, no. So then he video calls her, and she's like, what do you want? Okay, what do you want? Saying no. Me and the kids are sad or whatever. We are finished. I'm done. I'm like, why is she talking to him in broken English? I'm like, how do you know which broken English words he understands? It was so, I'm like, you can't even speak regular English, girl. I don't care. Anyway, so she hung up on him and he's still on the floor crying. Now he's on the floor crying in the hotel. I just, it's her fault. It's her fault. We're gonna move on from that. We then have Angela and Michael. But we mostly just had a lot of Angela today. Not much Michael. Now, she go to see her lawyer, and she's taking the letter that Michael receives. That's how she was looking. I didn't make it up. That was her look on her face today. Okay, so she took the letter to the lawyer, and so this is what it said. I'm like, did she not read the letter herself? The lawyer then says, well, this isn't an official denial. This letter is saying they're going to suggest that the application is denied based on the interview that he had. I'm saying they're suggesting a denial. She says, but however, we can appeal the denial or whatever, or if that doesn't work, you can reapply for it or whatever, because they're asking for like more. It's kind of was saying how it was being denied because of not enough information or not enough evidence of them, really being a couple or whatever. And so they're like, we can also send them proof and, show all the phone records of how much time y'all spent on the phone together, showing that y'all are having this relationship via phone because, again, y'all are two different countries. So, but he brings up how, even if we submit this new proof and even if we appeal it, if we appeal it, it'll still take an additional like 6 months. And if we reapply, it'll take an additional 18 months. So it's not like they can appeal it and then in 2 weeks, it'll be fine or whatever. So this is what she's being told by her lawyer there in Georgia. Okay. And so I'm a tax-paying citizen. I pay taxes. I deserve to be allowed to marry who I want to marry. They shouldn't have to tell me. They don't have to protect me. I don't need their protection. The government should not protect people who don't want to be protected. That's not how the law works. That's not how. If you want to marry who you want to marry, go to where they are. You can get married. He don't live here. Okay? He doesn't live here. You have the right to marry anybody in this country. However, when you date somebody outside of the country, there are rules and regulations, whether you black, white, purple, green, tall, rich, or poor. Okay? Her thing is, I pay taxes. Girl, do you really? I don't care. Anyway, so she said, because I can't afford to fly my whole family to Nigeria to watch me get married, for one. My mom was old and sick, okay, so she can't really do much, whatever, and she deserved to see me get married or whatever. And girl, okay. So she then said she's going to take a flight to Nigeria to see what happened and why the suggested denial happened. And we then see her packing and taking a flight to Nigeria. What what did she do that she can, one, afford to keep flying back and forth between him and here in Nigeria, and then two, that she can get so much time off work because she's going to Nigeria for another 2 weeks? I'm like, girl, how can you afford it? And your house is dirt. Her house looks like a person who cannot afford to fly back and forth to Nigeria. But I'm like, I guess maybe she's spending the house cleaning money on her Nigeria trips. I'm not sure. So again, she's going over there, and her daughter brings up how I just don't want her to get over there, and he convinced her to marry him in Nigeria, whatever. Like, don't do that. Well, no, I'm not gonna marry him over there. He can't convince me to do that. This trip is not for us to get married in Nigeria. I'm not gonna do that. He better not bring it up. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. I said, if you say so. Anyway, we then see Michael over there, and he's also talking to an attorney. Now, he went to a immigration attorney, not because he don't have his own attorney, but he went to an immigration attorney. So look, I was denied, the K1 visa. Okay, I was in the wrong accent. I'll deny the visa, whatever, and what can I do? I'm here for some advice. And they didn't show her the letter he got, because, the lawyer here in the States said it wasn't an actual denial. It was a suggestion. Okay. So with him telling her, I was denied, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? My fiance said that we can just, to appeal it. She then says, well, it's hard to get an actual denial overturned. Okay, so that sometimes that's harder. She said it's smarter to go ahead and get married here in Nigeria. You know what I'm saying, and then apply for the K3 visa, which is a spouse visa. She said because it's more. It's easier because you're then husband and wife versus being just a fiance. Okay, it shows that you guys are actually husband and wife versus we may get married or whatever. So she's like, that's the best thing to do because, that's just her opinion. So it's funny that it's two different opinions based on two different lawyers in two different countries, where one lawyer is suggesting this is the easier thing, and the one there is saying, well, no, this is the easier thing. And I'm like, well, girl, somebody gotta do something. And so we shall see what happens when she gets there to Nigeria. Okay. Next up we have Blake and that girl. What's that girl name? What's her name, y'all? Jasmine. So Blake, we didn't see Blake at all this episode, okay? Just Jasmine. So yeah. Jasmine is still living in the house with his mom and his stepdad, okay? He isn't there. And she is not happy about it, okay? She's like, I just thought I would be here with my fiance, you know what I'm saying, spending time with him or whatever, and he don't even live here. Like, he don't live here, so I spend the majority of my time here with his mama. Okay. And so, I don't want to unpack because, he looking for a place for us to live, and I want to move, so I'm not going to really unpack and make myself comfortable or whatever because I don't want to be here without him. So the mom is in the kitchen cooking was it some soul food or some Jamaican food? Was it some Haitian, girl, I don't know, some kind of food with some ethnic food. Okay, we're gonna say that. And she asks old girl, what is it? Damn it, Jasmine. She asked Jasmine, to come in the kitchen, kind of come with her and help her cook. And it wasn't like, come over here and be the maid, but like, hey, let's buy a little bit. That's what you do when your dude's mama. When she cooking you in the kitchen, you help her cook. You season the meats. You're cutting up carrots. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. I've done it a thousand times. So Jasmine says, "Well, I don't really, I don't even use any season. I don't use season on my food because I eat clean, I eat healthy, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so it's different for me to be around anybody who's cooking food and actually seasoning and putting taste." I'm like, "Your food be bland?" Her face looks bland though. That's why her eyes don't look right because she ain't got no seasoning in her face. Anyway, so the mama like, they in it because now she had her cut up some onions or whatever. She did was it onions or something else she had to do? I can't remember. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? The mama say I can see that Jasmine is a diva. Okay, I can see she's a diva, but she needs to toughen up. Jasmine just don't like people. She wanted to be strictly with Blake by herself and not have to talk to or deal with anybody else, and that includes his mama. Girl, I don't know why she thought that, because black mamas don't play that. So, they talking or whatever. The mama brings up, like, what are your plans for work? Well, I don't know. Well, you have to earn a living here. Well, I can't work for like 6 months or whatever, but I guess I could do, like, Instagram stuff. And she's like, what does that mean? So she want to be an IG, influencer. People can send me stuff and I can take pictures with it. I said, because that's what she did was she from Ukraine? Wherever she's from. Okay. And I'm like, oh, so she was an IG model. Okay. Okay. Anyway, but again, she can't even work it yet. So I mean, but again, she still is crazy. I think it's crazy to everybody that she don't even have a plan of what she wants to do. She really feels like I'm gonna be here, and he will just take care of me. And I'm like, I don't know if that's how that works. Anyway, the mom then say, well, what about the wedding? Like, 'cause in our country, the bride's parents pay for the wedding and the groom's parents pay for the reception. So, you know what I'm saying? Have you talked to your parents about paying for the wedding? And she's like, well, no, not yet. Her parents don't even know she's engaged, I don't think. She said, I have not talked to them at all about the wedding. Something like something is up, okay? And it's not her IQ, if you ask me. Anyway, so Jasmine, was like, well, okay, I'm gonna go back to my room now. And I'm like, oh, you should taste the food. She's like, oh no, I'm not gonna taste that. I don't want to do that. Now, I don't think that you should force people to eat food they don't eat. When she said that, I eat healthy, I eat clean. She not gonna eat no food with no. She had her cleaning, like pulling shrimp stuff off or whatever. I don't eat shrimp, I don't know, but yeah, I don't think she gonna eat that at all. But it was very, very awkward. But again, that was all we seen in him too. I don't get how Blake only can't be there to sleep. I don't get how during the day why he ain't over. I don't. I think even unless he's at work. If he's at work, I get it. But I feel like, I mean, even though he can't sleep there, girl, come visit the girl. Sinjin and Tanya. Ooh, Tanya seemed to be so loving and like, oh, we're gonna love Tanya and Sinjin. They're so in love. She seems so normal, and we can't stand Tanya. Nope, we can't stand Tanya, but we love Sinjin. Okay, so Sinjin goes to see Tanya's, the Tanya or Tanya? Maybe it's Tanya. I don't know. The girl, the damn girl. We go see Tanya's sister. I think it's Tanya. Um, maybe it's Tanya. I really cannot remember, y'all, but I know it's late. And I'm tired. So, he brings up to the sister how, you know what I'm saying, me and her had like a bit of an argument or whatever because, she just won't text me or tell me or talk to me and let me know that she's okay when she's hanging out. We don't talk on the phone as much. And when we do talk on the phone or whatever, she doesn't give me any attention. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's just kind of weird or whatever. And the sister then says, I can tell that he's upset. And it seems because, Tanya, whatever her name is, isn't doing the basic level of communication that you do with a person you're dating. I'm not even my friend, when he was hanging out for like the holidays or whatever, not, it was around Thanksgiving, and he was out with his cousins, and he still texted me, and let me know that he made it home. Or he had to drive his son somewhere, you know what I'm saying, back and forth home or whatever. And he like, yeah, I made it back. You know what I'm saying? It's just because it's just regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or even with me, he like, hey, did you up for work? Did you make it to work? You know what I'm saying? And we just kind of check in with each other because that's just what you do, okay? It's what you do or whatever. And he not even my man, but we do that because it is what it is. But she has a whole fiance who she brought here from a whole other country, and she can't tell this man, hey, I made it in from the club while I'm out the country. You know how many crazy people come up dead? Okay, and she can't tell that man that she's back to the hut safely. I say she ain't shit. Okay, now both the brother-in-law, because it's the sister-in-law to her husband. You know what I'm saying? They both think it's rude that she's doing that to him. I mean, it's just kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that is rude that for one, she even left in the first. Like, they're like, why would she even leave and go over there in the first place, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, he's in his country just to be with her and she gone or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they needed more time together. Okay. Girl, I said the same thing. Now, Sinjin brings up how he wonders if she's getting cold feet. You know what I'm saying? So he does ask, like, has she ever, like, cheated on somebody? You know what I'm saying? I just wonder, whatever, because, like, she just not, she's not being as nice. You know what I'm saying? And she's not really here for me, whatever. So I just wonder what's going on. And so, the sister said, well, no, she's been cheated on, but I can't say that she's cheated. She's cheated. She has. In one way or another, she has. It's like she cheated on the shot, girl. I digress. Anyway, he brings up how because if she cheats on me, like, I would leave her. Like, I'm not going to stay with somebody who cheats on me, whatever. Don't, Sinjin. Not like Tanya. Okay. So, they then try to call her because he's there visiting and he's feeding the baby. And they know how she likes seeing him with the baby. So they try to call her or whatever, but she doesn't answer. Now, over there in Costa Rica, okay, Tanya up there, and she brings up, before I left and came here, I told Sinjin that I will be busy, okay? And when I'm busy having fun, I don't have time for him. I can't give him what he needs. I'm saying he knows this. I say, well, what? Then why you with that girl? Anyway, so she out there dancing, having fun. You can tell she's a little bit drunk, okay? And she danced with that man who was her dance instructor, who she called cute. And I'm like, girl, you playing with fire. Tanya's playing with fire, and again, she has cheated in one way or the other before because she just is. But she brings up, I can admire men, I can look at men, I can't touch them, but I can still look at girl. Bye. Again, that's playing with fire, but I digress. So Sinjin then is calling her, and so she answers when she's in the club. She's like, "Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah." So he sees her, he sees the guy next to her, whatever, and the guy's like, "Hey, Sinjin, we're having a good time over in Costa Rica." If I was, if if I called my dude and he's somewhere else, and you answer the phone and there's a bitch next to you, we finna fight. Because why is she next to you? Why? What are you doing, bro? What's going on here? Don't do that. Don't do that at all. Okay, but again, he's still upset that she would not do the bare minimum and just tell him when she is safely home or whatever. Now, he's also upset because he can tell that she's drunk. Okay, she looks and sounds intoxicated. I mean, she can probably still make it home, but it's still not safe. But his thing is, you are in a whole foreign country. I'm not in a foreign country. Yes, you are. You're not from there. I'm. Was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, and there are still. I will tell someone when I'm home safe. Okay. Period. And she just don't see it that way or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I've never called you when I was out. I've never told you when I made it home safe. I'm not gonna start doing that, whatever. And if you want to stress about what I'm doing, that's on you, okay? She's being a complete bitch. Point blank, period. So they end that kind of because she's not budging, even though he's just saying, can you please let me know when you're home safe? That's all I want. And she just, I can send a scheduled text. I can schedule a text to be sent to you and I can do that. And I'm like, bitch, really? And he think like that's not funny because again, a scheduled text doesn't mean you're really safe. It means it's gonna send me a message and say you safe, but you might not be. And it's like at that point in time, do you just hope that she's fell off a cliff and she's not safe and it's her fault that she lays there for a day or two, her leg rots, and now she won legless because she didn't want to tell somebody that she was home safe? And because she texted him a scheduled text that said she was safe, and so no one looked for her for 24 hours because she lied and sent a early text, I hope her leg falls off. Okay, you know, whatever. So the next day, whatever, they talk on the phone again, and she brings up how I'm just not used to having to check in with him. I'm just not used to having to do that. You know what I'm saying? She then fuzzes at Sinjin, saying he is just too much. When I wake up and you've called me 1,000 times, it's just too much. It's just too. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? You called. He's like, yeah, because you were not answering, and I was wondering where you were. He like, all I ask is that you let me know when you home. I'm not even asking you to like not go out. Like I'm just asking for this one thing, and you can't even compromise and like do this one thing. And she's like, I know this one thing he wants me to do, you know what I'm saying, but I'm just I can't, I don't know. I'm like, you dumb, okay? And then, he says, do you not want a man who cares about your safety? Like, do you not want me? Like, do you want someone who just doesn't care if you're safe? I know you're a strong woman. I know this and I know that or whatever. But still, like, I want this one little thing. And she just won't be a human being. And girl, she then says, you're asking for more of a commitment than I'm willing to give you. You supposed to get married to that man. I mean, that's as big of a commitment as it can really get or whatever. And you can't tell the man you want to marry that you home to, girl. You're not my father. Him saying, I don't want to have to check in or whatever. I can't give you everything you need. Then you should be single. Tanya needs to be single and is fuck dudes whenever she want to fuck them. Okay, have sex with them, whatever, and keep. And I feel like that's what this was. She wasn't really trying to have a relationship with Sinjin. She was just having sex with a man in South Africa because she was on vacation. She needs to continue to have random sex with random people. If you cannot commit to the man that you want to marry, then you need to be single. If you can't tell the man you're gonna marry that you're home safe, you need to be single. Single, single, single. Life. Okay. Anyway, next up, Robert and Annie. So Robert and Annie, you know what I'm saying, have 39 days to get married, okay? And Robert brings up how he is still upset with Annie for suggesting that they have a threesome. I have never met a man who was upset about that. Never. Just in that. So he's also going to the airport to pick up his little sister who was coming to visit. They look alike. They look alike. They are. I was like, wow. Like she's really the female version of his face, and he's the male version, and it's weird. I was like, wow, they really favor. Okay. Not that it's weird when siblings favor, but I was like, oh my gosh, she looks just like him. But it's a cute girl version, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so her name is Robin. So Robin has come to visit. Now Robin has talked to Annie over the phone or whatever, but they have never met in person. Well, I mean, hell, we know that because again, he only met her in person one time for 8 hours. Anyway, I'm like, where's she gonna sleep though? Because he only got one bedroom. On the couch? Okay. So that means they won't be having any sex. Anyway, so on the drive home, he does tell his sister how, you know what I'm saying, I'm still trying to figure things out, you know what I'm saying, if I want to marry her, because some of her ways, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, some of her ways I'm not cool with, you know what I'm saying, and I think I may not know her that much. I'm like, of course you don't know her that much. You met her one time for a few hours. That's just stupidity. She could be a murderer, okay? Anyway, at the house, when Annie and the sister meet, they bond, okay? Now, first of all, Annie looked at Robin like, oh, you're cute. Like, she's like, oh, you look great. Oh, and I'm like, Annie, you cannot bang your sister. You cannot bang his sister. She looked at her like, I'll hit. Don't do that, Annie. Just don't do that. But that was just the initial, thing or whatever. After that, it wasn't weird. So, her and sister sitting around talking or whatever, and she brings up how, I can't work this yet, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could do like hair and nails and like brows or whatever, but I can't do that just yet. But, and she's like, well, like, who does your nails? Like, how do you pay for, your like hair, your nails? Like, oh, well, Robert, pays for my nails to get done, but I do my own hair. And I'm saying, I said, oh, well, that's nice that she does her own hair, because, she keeps it, them them looking straight. So, but she brings up, when he told I didn't bring, a lot of clothes. I didn't bring a lot of this or that because he told me that he would buy me new stuff. He told me we would get a new 2 bedroom apartment or whatever. And what I'm saying, he brought me here. He brought me to like a used clothing store, and I couldn't even do that. And then the sister then said, Annie, you do know that he's poor. And she was like, "What?" He said, "Who's poor?" She said, "You poor." "I'm not poor. Poor means you're homeless." No, homeless means you're homeless. That's different. She's not saying you homeless. What she's saying is you don't have a lot of money. And she said, Annie, in order for him to buy you things, he has to work and earn the money. What she meant is he don't have not $9 saved. He don't have no savings. He doesn't have, this a wad of cash or a lump sum of money to afford to kind of just, okay, you're here. I'm gonna take this 10 grand I had in my savings and get you this stuff. No, he has to actively every day, every week, bi-weekly, monthly to work to earn money to buy you things that you need, that he needs, that all the kids need, and so all those things. So he's poor. He's broke. Okay, that's what it means or whatever. And then she's like, I don't know if Annie realizes the situation that she's in with him or whatever. Like he doesn't have, money like that. And he doesn't. Clearly, it's a 1 bedroom apartment and the son don't have a bed. Anyway, so, you know, she like, so, y'all have to get it figured out. And then she then asked, like, are y'all having any issues? And Andy brings up how, well, I want to have more sex. I want to have sex like 3 or 4 times a day. And he doesn't want to do that. He's like, Annie, don't talk about that with my sister. And she's like, why? It's girl talk. Okay, it's girl talk. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted some more. And she's like, oh, like Annie wants to hump my grab us or whatever. Well, brother, you need to, give her more sex. You know what I'm saying? This fool said, look, I prefer sex on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday because who have time to be having sex all day, all week? I said that's true. I do feel like it's unrealistic for the one to have sex every day, all day. I don't think that's true. And again, he brings up how he gets up early to go to work. He said, and I think he's like a driver. He says, and I can't be, up late banging you all night or whatever, and I'm up driving around sleepy. Can't do that. So, I'm up at 5 a.m. and when I come home or when I get up in the morning, you sleep. What I'm gonna do? I mean, poke her and wake her up. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So, this is like I can just see within even being for a couple hours, like they have problems that they need to, get figured out, and they need to learn to agree to disagree, and that everything does not have to be a whole conflict. It doesn't. I do think he don't have to just only have sex on the weekends. No, just have sex like on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Like pick 3 days, you know what I'm saying, or what, but you can't like, okay, Monday through Thursday we cannot. No, that would not work for me. Not for no in-house dick, ain't gonna happen to me. Anyway, so we then see Robin and Annie go to the store for Annie to try on wedding dresses or whatever. And I like how Robin said, like, I don't want her looking at dresses she can't afford because she looked at a dress she can't afford and she loves it. I don't want her to be disappointed that she can't get it. So we need to keep, within the price range. So how much money, what's your price range? She's like, what? Price range? Like, yeah, how much did he tell you can spend? She's like, he said like $400, whatever. And she's like, did he say that? She's like, well, yeah, like, did he tell you something different? She's like, no, I'm just asking what the amount was. So she was smart to because the lady, the dress store, like, what's the price range? They were showing her dresses that cost like $1,500, and she can't afford that. Can't do that. So I think it was smart because they said, we can let us know your limit. We can pull dresses that cost that amount. And they still had dresses that were beautiful that were, what I'm saying, now $1,300. So the first dress she tried on was a bit too big. It was nice, but I didn't get why they didn't say we can alter it to fit your body. If you like it, you can get it, tighter. It was too big, but it was. Now the second dress she tried on, which is this one, she did look amazing. Okay, and the fact that this dress, can cost, $400 or whatever, however much in her price range, it is a beautiful dress, okay? And she loved it. She looked great in it. It fit her body, great. Even though I think they can still alter it a little bit more to center in because it was just a little loose. The other dress was way looser than this. But she loved it. You know what I'm saying? She was emotional. She was crying like, "Oh, I just wish my mom could be here, whatever." And now you're like my sister. I wish my sister was here. And I like how Robin was being supportive to her. Like, don't cry. It's okay. You look gorgeous. Like she was being the person who you want to bring when you go wedding dress shopping. We just went with my best friend Carla because Carla's getting married, and she picked her dress and it was amazing. Okay, it was amazing or whatever. I can't wait for you to see your dress. But again, you're that stuff. You're like, yes, that's it. You do all that and stuff and whatnot. Okay, so it was really cute that Robin was being supportive of them too. But she also knows they have a long way to go to get to that marriage. And but she's like, it's also great that Annie, seeing herself in the wedding dress, is pushing her to want to get married. I said that's great. So Mike and Natalie. Mike and Natalie was really easy. Mike brings up things that I think my refrigerator is like dying because it keeps making really weird noises and it keeps like scaring me or whatever. But I don't care if it's gonna die as long as it can last until I move out in March. I'm not calling people. Um, anyway, so it just made noise and scared me. And I don't know if y'all can hear it on the camera because if the mic picks up, I don't see what's that noise. My refrigerator's making weird noises. Anyway, so Mike brings up how things have been rough lately with Natalie. But at the end of the day, nothing matters about them arguing if she can't get her visa. So he goes down to the embassy to try to get some information on like why is it still on hold, like what's taking so long, like is there something that they need to do to get it pushed through. So he gets there or whatever, and he's not happy because again, they're like the case is still pending, and they can't give him any information. They say it's privilege of information or whatever, like top secret or whatever, so they can't like tell him anything. So, he like, what's going on? I just feel like him saying it has to be some kind of reason it's classified and taking so long. Like, I just don't get what it is or whatever. I wonder if something in her past could be holding up the process. I just don't know what it is. So they then go and they walk and talk or whatever and they go get tea. Now, as they sitting there or whatever, he asks, like, is there anything that like in your past, I'm saying, that could be holding up the process or whatever. And she's like, no, I'm clean. You know what I'm saying? He like, oh, so, but she gets a bit defensive. But as she tends to do, okay? She gets a bit defensive, whatever, and she brings everything is great on my end. On my end, I'm fine. He says, so, you've never been to America before, you've never applied for the K1 visa before with someone else or anything. And I can't believe you. I've never applied for a visa before. No. And she gets upset and kind of storms off because he asked her the questions. I'm like, she's childish. She's really, really childish. She's childish. She can't have, she feels like if someone asks her a question, they're calling her a liar. And so she can't sit there and have a, adult conversation or whatever. She just kind of storms off or whatever. I'm like, girl, bye. So she comes back to the table. He like, I wasn't trying to like offend you or whatever. But those are questions I had on my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make sure that you're telling me the truth or whatever because I just wonder why it's being on hold and maybe you don't know that something little like that, what I'm saying, could be a reason or whatever. So, but I wasn't trying to offend you. And then, she's like, well, how can I marry a man, who doesn't trust me? I don't think that he doesn't trust you. He's asking you things that he don't know. So he has to ask you, girl, I don't think they're gonna make it. So we're gonna just move on because that's all it was with them. And then they went home to chill out. But he was like, I wasn't trying to make you, and she was just acting like an asshole. We then have lastly Sasha and Emily. So we see, Sasha is sitting around drinking a little bit with the sister and the mom while Emily is taking a nap with the kid or whatever. And so the sister is asking some questions. Okay, she's like, so like, have y'all discussed a wedding date? Does your family, does your family come to the wedding? Does your family like Emily? Do they only like her because she's American? And with your other kids, were you married before y'all got pregnant? And he was like, oh, she asked him one time, I was a bunch of them on together. And well, we've only been for 4 days, so, we haven't really picked a date for the wedding, but we're going to plan it. He brings up how my family can't get visas so quickly to all be able to come over here for the wedding. because this happened really fast. He brings up how they do like Emily for who she is, and not because she's American. And he brings up how yes, all his kids were conceived before he was married. He said he would get someone pregnant, marry them, get someone else pregnant, marry them. And she's like, oh, so this is a pattern of yours. Like, this is the whole pattern. So the mama, like, I don't care about his past. I'm saying I just care about the present. I'm saying, and my daughter and the baby, whatever. And that's all it is. Okay, girl, because that's mamas do sometimes. My mom be going off. Like, what you going on, my daughter? What's going on with that? How? Oh, it's a pattern. Okay, daughter, watch him because it's a pattern. Okay. Anyway, he brings up how he doesn't understand how Emily. He said the sister doesn't understand how Emily is different from his past two wives. And I say because she isn't. She's the same, okay? But he say the ex-wives didn't respect me, okay? I took vows. I made promises. We promised to respect or whatever. And they didn't respect me. And that's the main reason why we broke up. No, you broke up because you got someone else pregnant. Is that simple. So it's just like, okay, well, whatever. I'm saying, I just know, it's my sister, my nephew, whatever, and I don't want them hurt. So I guess I'll just give you a chance, regardless of the fact that you have this whole pattern. Now, clearly the sister had been drinking. She was a bit intoxicated, but I say, girl, it's what it is. So we then see later on at the house all hanging out, and Sasha came back with some groceries. Okay, so it's Sasha, the sister, and Emily. Now, Sasha then goes into the kitchen and starts throwing away food that was in the cabinet. First of all, this not your house. Okay, you didn't buy that stuff. How dare you go? And he then said because it was snacky type junk food, he don't want Emily eating it, so he was throwing it away. But that ain't her house. That ain't her food. Well, in where they at? In Russia, you didn't eat this, and you didn't eat. And she's like, "What? It's okay to have it once in a while. I don't want her eating it. I want her to be healthy. I want her to look healthy." He's basically calling her fat. He's basically saying, "I don't want you eating anything. I'll cook food for you or whatever." But it was how he was saying it and how he was doing it that was speaking down on Emily and how she looked. And the sister wasn't going for it. He's also calling the sister fat, truth be told, but it is what it is. And I'm saying, and there's a way to say, okay, I want you to eat these foods, and that's it. Because I want this. It's a way to do it. He came in and just started throwing away stuff. Girl, it would have been some bullshit. So at this point in time, Sasha and his sister kind of fussed back and forth. The sister's like, I'm not, this not your house. This is my house. This is my stuff. You can't be throwing away stuff or whatever. Don't do that. And I think he said, well, the food is trash. And she said, you're trash. I said, oh, shit. And Emily is like, Sasha, sister, come on, guys. And she's trying to kind of like, whatever. So, I'm going upstairs. Well, go upstairs. Go to your room, okay? So the sister and Sasha, the sister and Emily talk or whatever. He's just frustrated. I'm saying, he's so used to being able to do stuff, on his own or whatever. He's been in an awful mood lately. I'm saying, he means well. And the sister, that's what everyone says who are in toxic relationships. I'm like, it is. You explain away his bad antics. You explain away his bad behavior because he's toxic. Her thing is, I don't want to sit around and watch him dictate your life and be rude to you. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't just let that happen and watch it happen. So I'm going to speak up when he's saying, like, how he's just dictating. You can't eat this. You can't eat that. And he's throwing it in the... I was like, girl... That ain't your house, Sasha. That you are a visitor. You are a visitor in her house. But this is what happens when you come back home from Russia after being gone for 3-4 years with the whole man and the whole baby and no job, no car, no house, no nothing, no job, nothing. You are at the whim of whatever house you're living at, and you have to allow or teach your man to be respectful. Period. Okay, and so Emily, what I think because he's, whatever. I think because we may have overstayed our welcome or whatever I'm saying, and I don't want to ruin our relationship with sisters, whatever. So I think we'll like just kind of go somewhere else. I'm like, go where? Where you gonna go? I don't know. Anyway, and she said, sister, I will always be there for you. Meaning, if you need to come back to my house, you can. He can't. I said, girl, there's some shit going on in here. Okay? In here. And that was the whole episode. Honey, foolishness all around. So I will see y'all next week. I'm going to bed at 2:10 in the morning. At least it's not 5 a.m. Anyway, peace.